Love came down and rescued me. Love came down and set me free. I am yours. I am forever yours. Mountain high or valley low.
Approximately 3 years ago, I decided to leave everything behind to follow Pastor Daniels.
When I moved to New Jersey from California, I was 21 years old. I didn't have any family, I didn't have any friends, I didn't know anybody. I remember coming to this church, being invited by a gentleman on a bus and sitting on the front row. And I remember Pastor Daniels coming out on stage and sitting behind this desk. It was 2008, and he was casting the vision for the year. And I just remember my heart being just pulled. I was being called to something higher. It was something about what he was saying that made me want to invest in this vision.
I left my career, my friends, and everything that was familiar to me to follow and answer the call of ministry. In that call, it led me to this house under the awesome leadership of Pastor Daniels. You know, I only can imagine how when Jesus called his disciples to that Last Supper, that final staff meeting, how they must have felt. I can only imagine if the table was turned and my leader shared those exact same words with me.
I just can't imagine the emotional hurt and pain that I feel. I would question if it had to be him or even why him. I wouldn't even know where to go, where to begin.
When I think about my child coming to me saying, "Mom, I gotta give my life. I'm gonna die. That's gonna be it. I have to die." I think the first thing I'd say is, "I'll die. I'll take your place because I wouldn't want that for you." And I think about all the things that we couldn't share together, how much I would miss them and how much I love them. And to think about a child going before their mother, that's a pain no parent ever wants to bear.
So I guess that's how Matthew felt at the Last Supper. I mean, hearing that the person that he gave up everything for, his business, his tax collection business, now his master was leaving. Now Jesus was getting ready to die. I couldn't imagine what he would feel like.
I remind myself of all that you've done.
But I can't imagine how Peter felt, sitting around that table and hearing Jesus say these things. I bet you he was confused, he was lost, he was hurt. I'm certain he didn't know what to do. I guess his love never fails.
Mountain high or valley low, I sing.
Fear would grip my heart. My pulse would just beat rapidly when I realized that the person that has been feeding me, teaching me, and guiding me spiritually will no longer be among me.
I am yours. I am forever yours.
As a mother, I can only imagine the severity of her pain and her loss, knowing that she'd never hear his voice again. She'd never hear his footsteps again. She'd never have to clean up after him again. I can't fathom it. I couldn't fathom it.
I can't fathom how difficult it must have been for Jesus to have that final conversation. As a leader, he is looking across the table into the faces of men who gave up everything to follow him. Men left their businesses, left their careers, some left their families, some ruptured relationships, ruined friendships because they believed in him and they believed in his mission. And now he has to look in the faces of these very same men, men that he's grown to love, men that he has endured storms with, men that he has coached and mentored and trained. And he has to tell these men, this is my last supper with you. Not only do I have to leave, I have to die. You know, I can't imagine having to have that conversation. I can't imagine having to look in the face of my staff, to look in the face of my church, look in the face of my family, and to tell them that this is my last supper with you. But somehow, Jesus did. And he did it because it was more than Peter at the table. It was more than James. It was more than John. He did it because I was at that table. And you were at that table.
My soul that I'm yours, I am forever yours.